It's Tuesday, August 31st, 2021. I want to start today's show. I want to mention somebody who has supported this channel, who wrote me an incredible letter, and so many people out there have written me incredible letters. But I want to thank Steve, who is a fan of the show, wrote me an incredible letter, and gave me a little bit of a history of his struggles and hard work and persevering allowed him to overcome the hard times. And during those struggles, during those hard times, he found a small abandoned dog while he was struggling, adopted this dog, took this dog in, and that dog's name was Lucky. Lucky passed away this past August 17th. And I just want to give Steve a shout out. I want to give Lucky a shout out, who we know is in paradise today, running with the big dogs. Rest in peace, Lucky. And just knowing that there's great people like Steve out there who have worked through the tough times. You know, these are tough people. Tough people get through tough times and just persevering and not giving up. So again, a shout out to Lucky. Rest in peace. We know you're in paradise running with the big dogs today. And Steve, thank you for the incredible letter. But without further ado, I want to get into some topics today. Nothing in order here. Just some of the news I was reading earlier today. Households are about to be evicted. Goldman Sachs believes 750,000 households, not people, households will be evicted later this year. Up to 15 million people currently that we know about could be delinquent with their rent, late, behind. 15 million people. There may be many more. Goldman Sachs predicts housing inflation to pick up from 2.2% currently to 3.5% at year end and 4.6% in 2022. And my question to all of you, please comment down below. How are people going to make it? You look at the millions of households right now, families that are about to be evicted, and this inflation is going to continue to eat people's savings, their checking accounts, their retirement. This inflation is going to eat them alive. An article today that I was reading earlier on the hedge, Wells Fargo tumbles on report, troubled bank faces new regulatory sanctions. I just checked their stock price. It's down almost 6% as I make this video. And all I can say is this: don't trust your bank. Regulators aren't happy with how fast Wells Fargo is paying restitution and cleaning up its act. The bank has already paid more than $5 billion due to its various fraudulent cross-selling scandals. This bank has paid restitution to millions of consumers, and now new fines are coming. But you know, there's people out there. There were a couple people that wrote a few videos ago when I said, don't keep all your money in the bank. Maybe this is a good time to maybe start pulling some of your money out of the bank, not keeping everything in the bank. People laughed. Just why would you do that? Banks are safe. I'm FDIC insured. What could go wrong? I don't know. Ask Wells Fargo. How about this one? Going back a year to JP Morgan when they paid $920 million for manipulating precious metals and treasury market. I mean, these are the people trust with their money. These are the banks that people trust with their hard assets sitting in a safety deposit box somewhere. These are the institutions. This is the system that people are entrusting their futures with. But yet people say they would never steal your money. That was just last year. You know, if you do a little bit of due diligence, if you do a little bit of research, a little homework, you're going to find out, like I have, that maybe your money isn't too safe sitting in a bank account somewhere. Maybe we shouldn't be so trustworthy of banks. Here's another article from the Washington Post. This came out a year ago. Another big U.S. bank is being accused of opening fake accounts. This bank is called Fifth Third. It's a large regional bank out of Ohio. Now, I want to go back to Wells Fargo really quick. Wells Fargo opened up millions of fake accounts. In fact, they opened up 3 million fake accounts. Fifth Third, based out of Ohio, with more than 1,000 branches, $150 billion in assets. Employees there opened up 1,100 fake accounts. They took money from authorized accounts to open fake ones, and they got credit for this, for meeting their sales goals. So they got credit for this, they got bonuses for this, but yet this affected people's credit scores. People were really affected by this, and yet, slap on the wrist. Yet people continue to tell you and I, oh, my money's safe in the bank. I'm going to leave all my money in the bank. I'm not telling anybody out there to take all your money out of the bank. Have enough in there to pay the bills. Maybe have your money in multiple banks, maybe in using a credit union, maybe using small local banks. But these are syndicates. And if things get very, very bad financially here in America, which they're going to, and heaven forbid we see bail-ins or we see the banks in big trouble, the first thing they're going to do is they're going to seize your money. They're going to seize your assets. So be very, very cautious with where you're putting your money and how much money you're putting in these type of banks. Consumer confidence crashes amid fears of inflation. Fears hit 13-year high. The index coming in at 113.9, plunging from last month's 129, which was revised to 125.1. Sentiment is going to get much worse, ladies and gentlemen, as prices soar and people have less ability to spend because guess what? The stimmies are gone, the benefits are drying up, and unemployment is running out. So guess what? Things are going to get very, very real here in America. And without these stimmies, without these benefits, the brakes are being slammed on this economy. And we're going to see things get very, very difficult for millions of people. We're all going to be affected. Look, anytime I go out to get something to eat, anytime I go to the grocery store, I'm being affected. You're being affected. Anybody that has a couple kids, 4 kids, my heart goes out to people with families, especially large families. This is going to be really hard on families. This is going to be very hard on the middle class, and it's going to be extremely hard on the poor. But the middle class being absolutely vaporized, and the poor going to be absolutely annihilated here. And I cannot stress the importance of preparation, ladies and gentlemen. Traveling by car for Labor Day, expect to pay the highest prices in 7 years for gas. Highest prices since 2014. Transitory. This narrative from the Fed is losing all credibility. You know, and I know, this transitory inflation, meaning temporary inflation, there's nothing temporary about it, ladies and gentlemen. This will be the most expensive Labor Day cookout probably in your lifetime. And it's only going to get more expensive. Americans face a nightmare scenario: record high home prices and record high rents. Also from the Hedge. While the Fed touts transitory inflation, millions of Americans will be living under a bridge. And no one out there should be laughing at this, because you're going to know people that are going to be homeless, people that were driving nice cars, people that had a roof over their head, people that had a good job. Many of these people, ladies and gentlemen, are going to go homeless. Many are going to have to move back home to the parents. Maybe they're going to have to take in roommates, or they're going to have to go rent rooms from other people, move into relatives' homes, whatever the case may be. But there are going to be people, many of them, that you know, that are going to become homeless, and they're going to be living on the streets, and they are ill prepared for this new lifestyle, for this new standard of living. People have gotten very weak, very soft, very dumbed down, and they do not know the risk or the dangers on the street, and they have absolutely zero survival skills. And this is going to be a very turbulent time for so many people. And, you know, we're witnessing so many people dying of overdoses, suicides, obesity. All this is going to soar. If you thought it was bad now, wait till you see what's coming. And people turn to drugs. People begin to commit crimes to survive. People take their own lives. Ladies and gentlemen, if you right now have the ability, the means to prepare, please do so at all cost. Whatever you need to do, you need to be putting the food away. You need to be putting the security away. You need to be putting the assets away. You need to be putting a cash reserve away. You need to be putting extra clothes away, extra vitamins, pharmaceuticals, whatever you need. Matches, candles, propane, logs, charcoal, just things that you may need if the lights go out. Ransomware, cyberware, natural disasters, man-made disasters, anything is possible now. Doing absolutely nothing is going to guarantee that you and your family lose. So get proactive right now, because by the time you become reactive, there is going to be no food available. There will be no gold or silver for sale. You will not have any cash reserve. You will have no way whatsoever to feed you or your family or protect you and your family. Asking rents for houses rose nearly 13% from last July. Rents are up 13.8%. Ladies and gentlemen, a crash is coming, and I believe a huge crash is needed. Things are absolutely out of control. Prices are so outrageous. The overvaluation of rents and real estate, it's getting absolutely out of control. The amount of institutional money now competing against new buyers in these markets. A crash is coming, ladies and gentlemen. A crash is coming. Supplies are already running out as officials warn of weakening recovery after Ida. People could be without power for weeks. They're talking maybe even a month. There is no emergency service. So when you pick up the phone because people are breaking into your house, nobody's coming because the phone, there's no service, doesn't work. You are on your own. And how quickly this can happen. And it's going to happen, unfortunately, all across America, because we are going to witness blackouts, power outages, cyber attacks, grids down, etc. This is going to be a biblical time, ladies and gentlemen, and many of you already know this, and you can feel it. You know that this storm is coming. I want to close with this last article. Shocking videos show two men beaten and robbed. Now, this happened in Chicago, I don't know, maybe a day or two. I was just reading about it today, so it's pretty recent. A couple guys just walking down, I think it was right off of State Street in Chicago, sucker punched, attacked after they're beaten down, unconscious people, groups, a wolf pack, going through their pockets, stealing their shoes, taking their wallet, taking their phone, laughing. Absolutely incredible. It's absolutely incredible how, I can't even call these people animals, because animals would never act like this. But I watch a video of this, and I'm sure many of you have seen it. If you haven't, just search it. But there's so many of them. But I just think, what is this all going to look like when the lights do go out? What is this going to look like as the food shortages continue? What is this going to look like as inflation continues to soar and people's government subsidies do not buy them much at the store? What are people going to do? I mean, people are doing this now for fun and entertainment. What happens when things get serious? What are these type of people capable of doing? They're probably capable of doing a lot worse. So what's your security situation look like? You need to ask yourself. And I want to close with one more thing too. I was just watching some videos on social media the last couple days. And as all this is going on, as this debacle, this tragedy has taken place in Afghanistan, 13 service members losing their lives. God rest their souls, and God please be with all their families. Horrific what has taken place. But, you know, it just, stuns me when I watch people on social media the day of this, in the past couple days, again, these same narcissistic people, and I'm gonna choose my words wisely. I know that this is a family show. There's other names that I would probably use if I wasn't on camera. But, you know, these people that continue to show us their hotel rooms where they're vacationing while 13 service members were killed, showing us their dinner, these real estate agents that sit there, oh, I just closed a deal for $15,000 above asking price. You know, do we really care? I mean, first off, you should be embarrassed to death. Have you talked to any of your clients about the bubble we're in? Have you warned anybody? Would you actually sell your mama house in this market right now, bragging about how much over asking price, just this con job that's going on? It's so sickening. Oh, wow, we just lost 13 service members. People are mourning. And the country is out of control. This economy is failing. People are living under bridges right now. Do you think we really care about your last closing and your commission check and that you just ripped somebody off for getting $50,000 over asking price in the worst bubble in real estate history in this country? Give me a break. And we could care less about what you're eating. We don't care what you're wearing. And we certainly don't care about your hotel room. I mean, people, man, I mean, get a life. You see what's happening to your country. See, these people they don't have priorities. Their priority is them because they're narcissistic. They're narcissists. Do we really care about what your hotel room looks like or what you had for dinner tonight or about how much you're asking for a property and ripping somebody off? I don't. And I know most of you don't either. But this is the narcissism that continues to take place in this country. People better get their priorities straight. These same people apparently have no idea what is happening to this country, what is happening to this country in this economy. As long as they, you know, close a deal or they can go on a vacation and they have an income for right now. But let me say this, if you're in real estate, you better be saving at least 5 years up. You better be saving 5 years of your paychecks. Because that's about how long you're going to be without selling a home here shortly. When this bubble bursts, you're not going to sell a home for 5 years. So you better have 5 years worth of income because it's going to go very, very dry once this bubble bursts. I promise you that. And for these people who continue to be the big shots and, you know, showing us the golf course and the cars and the hotels and the steak dinners, you're going to be affected by this too. You are going to be affected by this. But have a little compassion for people right now who are feeling the pain, people who've lost their children in Afghanistan. Have a little compassion for people who are losing their jobs. 25% unemployment in America. I mean, you know, please have a little compassion. This is not the time to be a narcissist on Facebook or social media and to be shoving this stuff in people's faces. Anyways, I just wanted to say that. And look, I have no issue with people going on vacation or having a steak dinner or spending money or anything like that. But shoving it in people's faces during this time, while this country's mourning and while people are suffering financially, wake up. Have a little class. God bless America. God bless all of you. I look forward to speaking with all of you very, very soon.